Welcome back to this week's edition of Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. In between championships, playoffs, and season openers, we have a lot to cover, so I will get right to it. First off, my prediction from last week turned out to be right. On Sunday night, the LSU Tigers women's basketball team won its first ever national championship. LSU jumped out to a large lead early over the Iowa Hawkeyes and were up 17 points heading into halftime. Jasmine Carson led LSU with 22 points, 21 of them in the first half, while Alexis Morris scored 16, all in the second half. After LSU extended a 17-point halftime lead to 21, the Hawkeyes came back in the third quarter to cut the lead to just 11 points entering the final quarter of play. Iowa's Caitlin Clark took matters into her own hands, scoring 9 points to ignite Iowa's comeback. But after a series of unfortunate fouls by Iowa and strong defensive play by LSU, the Tigers were able to hold off the Iowa comeback. The final score would be 102-85, meaning LSU scored the most points ever in a women's title game. After taking over the program just 2 years ago, head coach Kim Mulkey led the Tigers to a 34-2 record this season and has now won her fourth national title. She previously led Baylor to championships in 2005, 2012, and 2019, and is now the first women's coach ever to win a national title with two different schools. On Monday night, the men's national championship game tipped off. Rewinding a few days, SDSU earned their spot in the national title game on Saturday afternoon after Lamont Butler's buzzer beater secured a 72-71 win over the Florida Atlantic Owls in Houston. After the dramatic shot, SDSU was moving on to face the UConn Huskies. In contrast to SDSU's last-second victory, UConn cruised to a 72-59 win over number 5 Miami. All of Southern California tuned in Monday night to try and will the Aztecs to victory, but unfortunately, SDSU was outplayed by UConn. Tristan Newton of UConn had 19 points and 10 rebounds, and Adama Sanogo, who was named the Final Four's most outstanding player, added 17 points and 10 rebounds as UConn concluded its dominant NCAA tournament by holding off San Diego State 76-59 to win its fifth national championship on Monday night. SDSU appeared to be in trouble at halftime as they were trailing by 12 and only shooting 29% from the field. However, the Aztecs were able to cut the lead to just 5 points with 8 minutes left, but the Huskies would follow that up with a 9-0 run to build the lead back to 14, and SDSU wouldn't recover from there. While college basketball is officially over, the MLB has finally begun. And opening weekend went pretty well overall for our three SoCal teams. The Angels' pitching rotation had just a 1.04 ERA over the weekend, and we even saw Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani hit back-to-back home runs on Sunday. The Halos wrapped up their series with the Mariners this week, and they make their home debut against the Blue Jays tonight at 6:38 p.m. The Dodgers outscored the Diamondbacks 20-7 in a 4-game set over the weekend, but ended the first weekend with a 3-2 record. After a quick 2-game series with the Rockies earlier this week, the Dodgers head back to Arizona this weekend for 4 games with the Diamondbacks, including a game tonight at 6:20 p.m. And the Padres entered into the new week with a 3-2 record and will take on the Braves on the road today at 4:20 p.m. The NBA playoffs begin next Tuesday, and take a look at the current playoff picture. Since last week, the Knicks punched their ticket into the postseason as the number 5 seed in the Eastern Conference. The last regular season games are this Sunday, including the Jazz and Lakers matchup, so tune in all weekend to see which teams can fight for their last-second victories and earn a right to play in the postseason. And last but most definitely not least, the 87th Masters Tournament at Augusta National teed off yesterday morning. Scottie Scheffler will be defending his 2022 Masters win while being the current world number 1 in the official world golf rankings and the heavy favorite to win the tournament. But keep an eye on Max Homa, Rory McIlroy, and, as always, Tiger Woods. Round 2 is today, and the final round will be this Sunday, so be sure to watch one of the biggest sporting events in the world all weekend long. Thank you, as always, for joining me on another Friday edition of Sports Corner. Happy Easter weekend to all those who celebrate, and I'll see you right back here next weekend with more news and updates. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend.